Hello Year 9s and welcome to the second part of the Persuasive Techniques presentation. This presentation, made using an app called Explain Everything, is designed for you to broaden your range of persuasive techniques that you can use in your upcoming film review. Remember, as always, you can press pause to write down any questions or thoughts that you have that you want to bring into class. Okay, let's get started. Repetition is probably one of the most commonly used forms of persuasive techniques, and we're most commonly exposed to them in techniques like this, where it's the basic repetition of the word most commonly found in advertising. However, you can use synonyms to get the same message across, like this. So although they're three separate distinct words, they still send the same message. You'll also notice that I've only used three adjectives there, and that really is probably your upper limit in terms of doing that, because otherwise it just gets a little bit ridiculous. Rhetorical questions and generalisations are two techniques that you can use quite powerfully for effect in your review, but you just have to be careful about how you phrase both of these techniques. Normally I'd caution students about using generalisations because they can imply a lack of knowledge, and also if you're not careful in your phrasing, you might end up disengaging your reader or putting them off and dissuading them from your argument. So something like this one here, for example, is fairly generic, so it's not really going to offend anyone. It's going to be something that a lot of people are going to agree with. The same thing applies for rhetorical questions, that you've got to phrase them in such a way that you know what the expected answer is, and you believe that the majority of your audience would agree with that anyway. Notice that I've used the inclusive we in this rhetorical question, and that's really useful as well, because it gets the reader to identify with the question that you've asked and really puts them on side to agree with your argument. These three techniques here of using experts, facts and statistics are particularly useful if you're writing a formal review with a high degree of tenor. The use of experts is engaging someone who's at the top of their field, who has a well-informed and educated opinion on the matter. This might not be particularly relevant for our assignment, but the other two certainly are. So if you're going to be using facts, you can look back at Australian history and kind of look at what it is about the way that we live, or our history, that belies the fact that this film is or is not relevant to contemporary Australians. You just have to be careful, though, with the use of facts and statistics, that you don't fudge your statistics or present false or erroneous facts, because if you do, that really destroys your whole argument. So there you have it, all three techniques put together. So we have the repetition in these three synonymous words. We have the rhetorical question that incorporates the inclusive language that really puts the reader on side, and the cold hard logic of statistics that really hammer home your argument. So you nines, after these two presentations, what you need to do is look at the techniques that you feel most comfortable with, or the ones that you want to experiment with, and then to try them out in your review. Alright, good luck.